The main driver for getting the family around the table to talk around succession was really to not mess it up, I guess. Is the family had seen over the years a number of examples where other farming businesses hadn't done a great job of its succession and had ended up falling out through the process. And really the aim was to end up with a successful business in 30 years' time, as well as allowing each member of the family to achieve their goals.
The succession planning is probably the most important thing people need to know, especially the younger generation needs to know what their succession is from the older generation, and the older generation needs to give up, basically, and hand over. There are too many farmers that carry on and aren't allowed the checkbook until it's too late.
Farmers should retire, and that then makes space for the next generation. So the people in their 30s, it's their time to be farming, to be getting involved in the business. I'm 65 and I need to let these guys get on with it.
So the initial conversations were really just around the dinner table. I was still living at home at that point. We would chat about it in the evenings and decided it was a sensible thing to do.
We said as part of planning for succession that we needed to grow the business to ensure that there was a livelihood for more family members to be involved. So together we all grew the business. It's something that we've always naturally talked about and been open and transparent about. It's just natural for us to communicate with each other and be transparent. My family were very open about talking about each other's aspirations and ambitions in life, and we've done the same here. We've never assumed or taken them for granted that they would become farmers and want to be part of the business. It's just naturally evolved.
I felt it was really important that we did have an outside person to advise us on how to go about this and do it in a structured way.
It wasn't just about the farm, it was also about the family and about how the family would operate within the farming structure as well. Family time needed to be separate from farming time. It's like we needed to enjoy both elements of it.
We've used an independent advisor every time we sort of have a chat to make sure that we're both going to get what we both want out of it.
It ensures that both parties are heard.
The succession has changed somewhat over the years, hasn't it? You've been buying cows.
Yes. It's just being continually updating, because people's goals can change and you've just got to be honest with each other.
Facilitator has helped us move things forward and point out some timelines. So there's two elements to the facilitators that we've used, and one has been our accountant, but then the other element has been the facilitation of, well, never mind all the business side of it and the financial side of it, what about the personal side of it?
That really helped. It helped us to communicate better together as a family, and it also helped us to be able to communicate with our staff. And that's an important part of it, is being able to communicate to the staff so they know what's going on, because we couldn't farm what we farm without our team.
To see the next generation taking the business forward and growing the business and managing it so well on a day-to-day basis, it's incredibly rewarding.
I'm in a very lucky situation where, well, one, we're a pretty open family and we're willing to talk about this stuff, but also have got parents that they also see the benefits of talking about succession planning. It's like, but I think it's much more difficult when you've got a party that doesn't want to be in the room, if you see what I mean. But all you can do is just keep trying to coax them into it and maybe try and show them an example of where it's gone wrong or something like that.
With these changes in the inheritance tax rules, I think succession planning is even more important than it ever was. Just leaving it until the oldest generation passes away is certainly not where you should be going now. So therefore you need to plan it. If you want your sons and daughters who are in your farm business to be motivated, you need to work with them and understand their needs and understand how that will work in terms of succession.
Just because you haven't got no immediate succession, there's various options: contract farming, tenancies, to get the younger generation or people outside the industry into the industry.
We're feeling fairly positive at the moment about the succession and going forward. With farming in general, I think with dairy farming, we're in a good position now. We've got everything settled here. So hopefully we can take it going forward. It can continue being a profitable business.
If any farming families are sort of worried about stepping on eggshells and causing upset and so on, you've just got to embrace it, and you've got to communicate and talk to each other. And it's not a subject for tomorrow, it's a subject for today.